The River City is fired up for their kickers as the league leaders square off with a side chasing a late playoff berth. From City Stadium in Richmond, it's Richmond Kickers and Central Valley Fuego. It's USL League One soccer on ESPN Plus, presented by U-Crops. I'm Donnie Barnes. Let's see how the Hisense playoff race is shaping up with our league standings. Richmond unbeaten in 5 and are top of the table, and a win tonight would solidify their place in that #1 spot. They would clinch a playoff berth with a victory here, and they're aiming for much more than that by the time this season is done. For Fuego, a much-needed win on Wednesday. There's still every chance to charge back into that top 6 and make the Hisense playoffs. 3 points behind Charlotte for that final playoff berth at the start of this weekend. The last meeting between these two sides, a highly entertaining one, a 2-2 draw in Fresno back on August 20th. The scoring was open in the 24th minute on that rocket by Victor Falk. And then it was 2-0 in the 67th minute, with Maxi Schenfeld doubling Fuego's lead. But Richmond hit right back just a couple minutes later on a penalty by Emiliano Terzaghi, and late in stoppage time, Matthew Bentley reaching out and deflecting that into the goal, and Richmond snatched a late point. Since that draw, Richmond have gone unbeaten in 5. They are 3-0-1 in their last 4, including this dramatic comeback victory at Omaha. Ethan Vanacore-Decker leveled that at 1. Then they trailed 2-1 in the 89th minute. This ball to the back post, tapped in by Stephen Payne, made it 2-2. You thought they'd rescued a point? Well, it would be even better than that, as just a few minutes later, deep into stoppage time, on this free kick, they would earn a penalty as Dalton Knutson was penalized. That gave them the spot kick, and Nil Vinyals dispatched it into the upper 90 for a dramatic win. And Richmond looking to solidify that top spot tonight. For Fuego, that 3-0 win on Wednesday got them back in this playoff race. An early goal, a great free kick from Christian Cheney, and a wonderful performance by him. And then a late brace by Sharif Daye. A couple of classy finishes. That one into the bottom corner. And then late on, he would seal it with yet another strike. And so Fuego now just the 3 points behind Charlotte for that 6th and final playoff spot. They had reason to celebrate after hitting a low point last Saturday when it looked like they were down and out. That late icing, again, provided by Daye. At that point, Madison were down to 9 men, and Daye kept his cool to slot it into the corner. Martin Vasquez's side, they're alive. We always know what we're going to get with Richmond. Tons of attacking play and entertaining soccer. We never know what we're going to see from Central Valley. Will good Fuego show up tonight and create an epic feast of goals and drama? Or will bad Fuego allow Richmond to pull away at the top of the table? Starting 11s and kickoff.
We would not have a business today if it weren't for the support of many, many people within the Richmond community. To me, we're working as a team to enhance the quality of life for all residents.
It's about being the best that you can be. It's about enriching the lives of people in your community. There's a reason why we have the tagline Nourish, because it's really about nourishing the lives of the people that work for us and the people that we serve. That's what the U-Crops brand stands for.
Hi, I'm Megan Mack, President of Prospect Blue.
And I'm Jess Barnes, Director of Business Development at Prospect Blue.
Prospect Blue is a staffing and recruiting firm headquartered right here in Richmond, Virginia. We serve the Mid-Atlantic region and beyond.
With the labor market experiencing historic shortages, Prospect Blue is here to help companies attract and retain key talent.
With strong relationships in the corporate, financial, legal, and medical fields, we are in a unique position to connect employers with job seekers. Whether you are a candidate seeking a new career opportunity or a company searching for talent, Prospect Blue will help you ensure that today's transitions lead to growth and success.
Prospect Blue is proud to be a corporate sponsor of the Richmond Kickers.
Go Kickers! Hi, I'm Megan Mack, President of Prospect Blue.
And I'm Jess Barnes, Director of Business Development at Prospect Blue.
Prospect Blue is a staffing and recruiting firm headquartered right here in Richmond, Virginia. We serve the Mid-Atlantic region and beyond.
With the labor market experiencing historic shortages, Prospect Blue is here to help companies attract and retain key talent.
With strong relationships in the corporate, financial, legal, and medical fields, we are in a unique position to connect employers with job seekers. Whether you are a candidate seeking a new career opportunity or a company searching for talent, Prospect Blue will help you ensure that today's transitions lead to growth and success.
Prospect Blue is proud to be a corporate sponsor of the Richmond Kickers.
Go Kickers!
There's the procession out onto the pitch. Richmond and Central Valley Fuego here tonight. We'll take a look at our starting lineups presented by Serve Pro in just a moment. As first for the home side, Richmond Kickers. They have a lineup tonight that has just one change from that victory last weekend, as Matt Bentley comes in for Ethan Vanacore-Decker. Other than that, the same starting 10 that drew with Chattanooga last week. Meanwhile, for the visitors, Central Valley Fuego, they are unchanged from that excellent 3-0 victory in midweek, even though it's their third match of the week. It is a unchanged starting 11 for their head coach, Martin Vasquez. There you see Richmond wearing their black tops and bottoms tonight as they look to continue their excellent form. We've talked about the unbeaten run of 5 games. That's their longest of the season. 4 points, top of the table at the start of this game. This game tonight is presented by Virginia Hispanic Chamber. As there you see Akira Fitzgerald, the veteran keeper for Richmond. And in many ways, he's helped spearhead this excellent second half run that's seen them surge all the way to the top of the table. He's made so many crucial saves, including last week against Chattanooga, that saved that result for them. Darren Sawatsky raving about Fitzgerald this week. Another great crowd at City Stadium. As our referee this evening is Joshua Encarnacion. It'll be Richmond to get us underway. They will attack from right to left in this opening half. So in the setting Richmond sun, here we go. Richmond seeking to solidify their grip on the top spot on the table. Fuego looking to push their way toward the top 6 and a playoff spot. An early throw for the visitors. Richmond so tough on this ground. 8 victories, only 2 defeats and 3 draws at home this year. Richmond have gotten better and better on the road as the season has gone on. In fact, right now they're the second best road side in the league. Did not start out that way for them, but they've become excellent both home and away. And that, of course, the mark of a team that is top of the table, as they are at the start of this one. First touch of the night for Akira Fitzgerald, who is also their goalkeeping coach. And so that forces him to focus on the details every training session, Darren Sawatsky told us, because he's heading up that goalkeeper training. And so all of his details are always spot on, which is one of the things that allows him to make so many crucial saves. Here's our injury report tonight, presented by Bon Secours. Just the one, Austin Causey, out for Richmond Kickers, and Velarde still unable to be in the 18 for Central Valley Fuego. There's the first whistle of the night, a free kick for the visitors on that halfway line. See another really good crowd filing in. All those folks still milling around on the concourse. Always such a great atmosphere at City Stadium. It's good even when Richmond aren't winning. They're winning this year. They have emerged as not just contenders, maybe favorites for that league title. Certainly have an excellent chance to finish top of the table in the regular season and earn that first round bye and home field throughout the playoffs. Early attack for Fuego here. Christian Cheney, who was excellent in that win over Madison on Wednesday, not only scored the opening goal, but was dangerous throughout. Looking for a foul there, Fuego, not given, and a throw for Richmond. There is Stephen Payne. Darren Sawatsky was talking about this week. Played a year at UCLA, so we'll look at this moment again with Payne defending. Just a little bit of a hand to the back, but not enough to foul Maxi Schenfeld. Payne played a year at UCLA, then decided to go to Europe and turn pro. Darren Sawatsky said for a lot of American players, when they go overseas, sometimes they don't get treated very well, and Payne is thrilled to be back in the United States and thrilled to be treated the way he is in Richmond. Here's Bolaños, squaring it toward Terzaghi, had it poked off his toe. There's the danger, though, that those two combine to create. Jonathan Bolaños has been such a terror on that left wing for Richmond, especially in the second half of the year. And Emiliano Terzaghi, who appears to be headed for a 3rd consecutive Golden Boot as League One's top scorer, wasn't quite able to bring that one in and turn and shoot, but Fuego know they still have 87 minutes plus in which they'll have to defend him. Long ball, switch to that near side. Interesting idea. Richmond do that so well, of course, switching play from one side of the field to the other. And now it does come to Jonathan Bolaños, and Bolaños nearly split those two Fuego defenders. Now Ethan Bryant looking to serve Terzaghi at the top of the box. That was read by Ozzy Ramos, who was everywhere in that 3-0 win over Madison on Wednesday. Martin Vasquez said. Plays such an important role for them as that holding midfielder. Spinning ball, Cheney gets to it first. Christian Cheney still tussling in the box. Then try to leave it for Falk. And team defended away, eventually taken away by Dakota Barnathan, who puts it out off of the Fuego man for a home side throw. Nearly 4 minutes in, bit of a frantic start. There's Darren Zawatsky in black as usual. He's added the black coat tonight to his usual black polo and black pants and black belt. And his side matching his ensemble tonight. Low cross driven in, right to Fitzgerald. Cheney was lurking in the box. That cross appeared to take a deflection. So a bright, lively start for both sides, as we expected. These two coaches talked about how both of these teams like to get the ball down on the deck and play through the lines. They are attacking, they are proactive. Both fun to watch on their day. Terzaghi now clipping one forward beautifully on the right to Stephen Payne. He's actually taken in by Matt Bentley, who's gotten forward on that right side. Well, staying in play, Bentley pressuring Vilyan Bijev. Richmond able to calm things down and keep possession. Nice little turn of pace by Stuart Ritchie. Now Bolaños looking to surge his way inside. Good job by Fuego in the early going of forcing him to stay outside of the box, not allowing him to penetrate that back line and get into that 18-yard box where he is so dangerous, where he can either cross or shoot. We saw him do that to Omaha here at City Stadium over and over about a month ago in that 3-0 Richmond win, where Omaha just could not deal with him, could not stop him. Slowing him down so critical to defending this Richmond side, who lead the league with 50 goals scored coming into tonight. Have a chance to break the league record for goals scored in a season. Bijev trying to create trebles down the right side, but that was cleaned up by Neil Vinyals. Kira Fitzgerald leaving Dakota Barnathan with a bit too much to do. So a throw for Fuego. Nathan Smith. And trying to return it on that right side. Cerritos and Smith and Cheney looking to combine. Smith applauds the idea from Alexis Cerritos. There is Martin Vasquez wearing one of his now trademark and customary team badge dress shirts. He has those in white and gray. Going with the gray tonight away from home. Martin Vasquez, of course, vastly experienced, having coached at Bayern Munich and LA Galaxy, among others. His team came in for criticism during that game last Saturday at home against Charlotte Independence, which was a real low point for them, a 3-0 defeat, even though they outshot Charlotte 28-5. There was some criticism leveled at the team and the coach from the home fans during the second half of that game, but they responded in the best way. Possible injury here to Richmond, and a chance for Bijev to attack down the right side. Has a couple in the box, squares it across the face, and it rolls all the way through and out. Good opportunity, Bijev sending it right across the face of goal. And Alexis Cerritos not quite able to get on the end of it. We'll see about the injury for Richmond. Just a missed kick there by Stuart Ritchie, I believe. And you see him immediately grab at his leg. Not a good sign for Richmond. Ritchie, who's just 20 years old and is growing into himself, Darren Zawatsky said this week. He said they have MLS teams, among others, inquiring about him. Been a standout performer this year, and they would hate to lose him for any amount of time. And Anytime you see a player pull up on a non-contact injury, you're always concerned. Richmond fortunate that didn't result in a goal against, as it gave Fresno real numbers in the attack. Gave Bijev a free run down the right wing. There's Darren Zawadzki. It does look like he's going to have to make an initial change. So Richie does not appear that he will be able to continue. You never want to have to make a change in the opening 10 minutes, of course. It does limit what you can do the rest of the game if you need to change things in the second half, but it looks as though they'll be forced into that about 9 minutes in tonight. It's going to be Simon Fitch who will check in for Stuart Ritchie. See Jalen Chrysler coming over to console Ritchie. He's back on his feet. We'll have to limp off the pitch. Vilyan Bijev sportingly also offering his best wishes. Has to be so frustrating for Ritchie having such a great year, a breakout year. Again, you hope that's not too serious and that he'll be back before the end of this season, but there he is, Simon Fitch, the Richmond native, getting on much earlier than he probably expected tonight. Represented his hometown as a member of the VCU men's soccer team, started in every single match from 2018 through 21. Now playing professionally for his hometown club. So off we go again, exactly 10 minutes in. Richmond needing to re-amp themselves up after seeing a teammate have to hobble off early on in this game. Francois Deleuze recently back in the lineup for Fuego. Back to their keeper they go with Ofek Antman, who's kept them in a lot of games this year. Antman has made a number of spectacular saves. Calmly passing their way out of the back here, Fuego. That's well done. Now Nathan Smith can make his way forward. Inside it goes, touched along by Cerritos. Now on the left side, Michael Hornsby. Pulling it back for Cerritos, using his body and earning a free kick. And Cerritos saying, why didn't you let me go on? Feeling advantage should have been played, but it is a free kick for Fuego right outside the box. Good run down that left. Michael Hornsby getting himself forward. Cerritos just ducking in front of Zaka Moran. Trying to spin him and would have been happy to continue because he had some space to surge into that box. Lengthy discussion about what they want to do with this free kick now. Like Cheney and Falk primarily involved, Bijev in the vicinity. Of course, Victor Falk scored from a similar spot on the second ball from a free kick against Richmond when they last met on August 20th. We showed you that in our open before the game. It's Bijev and Cheney who stay around it. Looks like it will be Cheney to take. Christian Cheney, it's off the bar. An inch away from an opening goal for Fuego. Fitzgerald was stranded, he couldn't reach it. But he's bailed out by the woodwork. Well, how good was this from Cheney? From a tough angle, got it up, couldn't quite get it down in time. So close to an opening goal. Martin Vasquez was very complimentary of how well Cheney played last week, but also said that he struggled to put those great performances together back-to-back this year. And that if he could have scored 15 goals by now. He has 7 as it stands. Always dangerous, and they really need him to deliver again tonight. They're going to surprise the league on the road at the league leaders. Certainly a good start from him. Here's Nathan Smith. Forward by Jordan Chavez. Cleared away, now Ethan Bryant. Looking to cut back, and he's fouled. Victor Falk saying, I got the ball. Bryant with just a little stutter step, and the referee felt that Falk clipped Bryant's heel. Here's Fitch, his first real involvement in the game. Nil Vignoles, intended for Bolaños. He's been defended well in this early going. A foul now and a free kick for Fuego. Nathan Smith was brought down and in some pain afterward. But you can see that Fuego are determined not to allow Jonathan Bolaños to receive that ball on the run on that left wing. There's the foul against Simon Fitch. And so it's been a good opening 15 minutes for Fuego in terms of preventing Bolaños from receiving those balls in those dangerous areas of the final third. Free kick launched forward. Cheney is called for a foul. He says, what did I do? The referee felt that he undercut the Richmond defender. I'm Donnie Barnes, glad to have you with us for this one, as this ball down the right by Stephen Payne, a little bit too far. Matthew Bentley loves to get forward on that right side, but needs that service. That front three, that attacking trident of Bolaños, Terzaghi, and Bentley. So deadly in this second half. See Fuego, how calm they are playing out of the back. Both these sides prefer to do that. They will avoid launching hopeful long balls forward as long as they can. That's a great ball out of the back. Now Nathan Smith again on the surge. Smith has a man square, chose not to use him yet, instead out wide to Bijev. Viljan Bijev's cross, back post, just skimmed away, and then lifted back across the face. Headed toward the top of the box. Richmond having to defend here, and they do well. And now Bolaños is on the move, and Jonathan Bolaños is suddenly loose. This is danger for Fuego. Bolaños bursting his way into the box. Jonathan Bolaños cutting his way across, didn't have the lane to shoot, laying it off. And just too heavy a touch from Zaka Moran, but it falls to Vignoles. Vignoles, the overlap from Fitch, his cross into the hands of Ofek Antman. Promising attacks at either end come to nothing, but more great up and down action. Exactly what we expected tonight, and now Bijev is on the run. Viljan Bijev hasn't scored since late May, and that deflected shot into the arms of Fitzgerald. Now, Viljan Bijev still doing so much to help the team, Martin Vasquez said this week. But they do need him to start scoring again. Just 5 on the year. A player that Darren Zawadzki said is probably the best in League One when he's in the mood. Involved in the build-up to their first goal on Wednesday. So sometimes doesn't show up on the score sheet or the stat sheet, but still does things to help the team and create chances, Martin Vasquez said. But this is the time of the year where you need end product. And there's a great run by Payne, but that did go out of play, and so a throw for Fuego. Celebrating its 75th anniversary, Select is proud to be the official matchball supplier of USL League One. Choose what you play with at www.selectsportamerica.com. Select, League's choice, player's choice. This has been a great opening 18 minutes, despite the fact that we haven't had a goal yet. Great flow, great rhythm, great energy, great attacking intent. Nathan Smith. Cheney feeling that he was impeded there. Jalen Chrysler came around him to knock that ball away. Neil Vignoles. Looked like he might be dispossessed, but it falls kindly. And now Fitch. And here's Bolaños. Bolaños looking to square it first time for Terzaghi. Really well read by Jordan Chavez, who concedes the corner, but may have saved a goal. He's so elusive, Jonathan Bolaños. You think you have him bottled up, and all of a sudden he slithers between your defense. He's rampaging down that wing. First W.W. Nash painting and roofing corner kick of the night for Richmond. And Ethan Bryant, who takes them very well. Ready to swing this one in. Bryant in, flicked away. Christian Cheney, good clearance. Falls to Bolaños. Fitch. Bryant. And Bolaños getting himself turned. Across the face, Terzaghi trying to backheel it in. That would have been another highlight reel goal for the seemingly perpetual and ageless Golden Boot winner, Emiliano Terzaghi. Leading scorer in the league the last 2 years. Leading the league with 16 goals again this season. Playing surface at City Stadium looking immaculate as usual. He's one of the reasons, Darren Zawadzki has said, that they're able to play such a fluid, entertaining style, especially at home. Well, that's a bad giveaway. Bijev gave it straight to Bolaños, who found Bryant, who rides a couple of challenges and keeps it well. Vignoles now, between the lines. Bolaños by the end line. His cross! And cut out by Antman. Again, Terzaghi lurking. He and Bolaños so close to connecting for that opening goal a few times in these opening 20 minutes. And Fuego fortunate they weren't punished for that giveaway by Bijev. Terzaghi just wanted Bolaños to wait another split second before delivering that near post ball. It looked like Terzaghi was saying afterward, just give me a moment to get across my guy. There's Fitzgerald at the other end. Now Richmond starting to exert more and more pressure. Payne clipping another one of those lofted balls down the right. Flicked on, Terzaghi nearly got there. Out of his box came Antman to clear it away. That was a different attack from Richmond. The lobbed ball, the flick on by Payne, and suddenly they were nearly in. Here they come down the right. Terzaghi again stretching, not able to get there. Bolaños shielding it off. Jonathan Bolaños with back to goal. And turfed away. The danger mounting from Richmond. And the alarm bells ringing for Fuego. Vignoles and Fitch. They just come in waves. And what a great little flick. And Fitch is loose down the left now. Fitch's cross all the way across the box. Unable to pick out anyone in black. At the moment, though, it feels like a matter of time for Richmond. Fuego have got to get a hold of the ball and create some more danger themselves. They did in the early minutes. They'll have a throw here, and they could use a moment just to take the speed and momentum out of this game for Richmond, as we're just about midway through this opening half. Don't miss a minute of the action in 2022, whether your club's on the road or at home. Catch nearly every second of USL League One action on ESPN+, the home to the USL, MLS, La Liga, the Bundesliga, UFC, and more. Sign up today at plus.espn.com. Fuego looking for a free kick. Don't get one. They kept possession of the ball, though, and here they come into the box. A squared ball. It scuffs across the face for Bijev. And his ball bounced right across the face, out the other side, and somehow nobody in white on the end of it. Back in it goes again. Shouts of handball from Richmond, nothing given, still loose, frantic sequence. Somehow kept alive, and here's Nathan Smith. Bijev now. Now it's Fuego asking the questions. Stood up back post, too far for everyone. Kept alive by Schenfeld. Schenfeld's cross, intended for Cheney. And then to the edge of the box. Taken in by Ozzy Ramos. I think he wanted to shoot with the left, didn't have the angle to do so. Richmond trying to press up. Start one the other way, and it's turned over. They'll have a throw. It's not the end of the world from Fuego. You can't give that ball away and allow Richmond to counterattack. Look at this attack again. It was a good run and squared ball by Michael Hornsby. And then it comes all the way across to Bijev. Wasn't able to either put that on frame or pick out a teammate with a cross. And a moment that Fuego would like to have back. One of the more fun 24 minutes of attacking soccer that you'll see without a goal. And suspected it would be this way between these two teams. Living up to the billing. And from a neutral standpoint, we just need to see some goals. Martin Vasquez joked during this week that their 2-2 draw on August 20th was a great game for fans. He said it wasn't much fun to coach in. The neutrals enjoyed it. First meeting between these two clubs back in July, a 3-1 victory for Fuego in Fresno. That was a game where Richmond had a red card, which put them down a man in the first half. Here's Alexis Cerritos turning it over to Bolaños. Terzaghi had to drop deep. Allowing Bolaños to run onto that. Good sliding challenge by Ozzy Ramos. Martin Vasquez told us that he had some coaching friends from the Mexico national team and guys who have coached for Chivas Guadalajara and other sides in Liga MX at that game in Fresno on Wednesday. And that they came away extremely impressed with Ozzy Ramos. And his high praise. Bolaños, great job to keep that in. And it was clattered well out for a throw. Nathan Smith taking no chances there. See that beautiful sunset behind those houses beyond that goal here at City Stadium. Really such a picturesque place for a game of soccer. And the most historic club in American club soccer. Celebrating their 30th season this year. Long throw coming from Simon Fitch, perhaps. Now showing short is Vinyals. Vinyals trying to dance his way through three white shirts. Got past one, not a second. Bijev finds Cheney. Great little turn from Cheney. Poking it back into Bijev's path. Bijev one-on-one with a defender. Viljan Bijev onto his left. Bijev deflected wide and out. And it will be the first corner of the match for Fuego. Again, Viljan Bijev looking dangerous on the counter, but also perhaps looking like a guy who hasn't scored in a few months. Decision making just a little bit labored. He'll jog across to take this ensuing corner. Chance for everybody to breathe. And they need it. Terrific track meet in these first 27 plus minutes. Bijev saying hello to the young fans there behind the corner flag. He swings it in, up in the air and out again. Another corner coming. Jalen Chrysler took care of that. This is good for Fuego. Nice little spell from them after Richmond had them under pressure for about 10 solid minutes. Chance to recuperate, regain their footing. Maybe a chance to take the lead. Bijev's next delivery. again headed out. I think Chrysler got that one too. Fair amount of heavy breathing out there after the track meet we've had so far. We'll see how that goes deep in the second half. More on that in a moment. Throw into the box, and the foul goes against Ramos. Free kick for Richmond. We'll see how that goes deep in the second half, because Richmond have shown throughout the year they are an extremely physically fit team, and they've scored a lot of late goals. We showed you in our open that late comeback at Omaha a couple weeks ago. They trailed 2-1 in the 89th minute and flipped that completely around to win 3-2. They are a team that will often hang with somebody in the first half and then really apply the gas in the second half as their opposition starts to tire, and they don't. And they have great weapons to bring off the bench as well. You might see Owain Gordon in the second half, Leonardo Baima, Ethan Vanacore-Decker is also available. So tons of attacking options for Darren Zawadzki when he needs them. Now over the top, intended for Terzaghi. It's been a very good first half for Jordan Chavez along that Fuego back line. There's another interception there and a free kick for Fuego. Such an up and down year for Central Valley Fuego in this their first season in USL League One. Started out the year, if you'll pardon the pun, on fire. Meanwhile, attacking time for Richmond. Through the lines they go. On the right side, a square ball, and I think the flag was up already. We're offside against Matt Bentley. Yep, there's the flag. But Fuego started the year so well. Had a couple wins in the league, rallied for a dramatic 3-3 draw at Charlotte Independence, had that very memorable U.S. Open Cup win over El Paso Locomotive, upsetting the USL Championship side 4-1 in Fresno in their first ever game in Fresno. The yellow card's been shown. That's Ozzy Ramos. And I'm not sure what that was for, but I don't think that'll make Martin Vasquez very happy. This has been a somewhat combustible Central Valley Fuego team. And again, I'm not trying to use fire-related puns. It's just an accurate description for how they've been this year. Martin Vasquez talked about that around a month ago, saying he didn't mind his team picking up yellow cards for effort. If you're committing a foul to break up a play, break up a scoring chance, that's fine. Apparently there was a hard foul from Ramos before that offsides flag that the referee was going back to. So we'll show it to you in just a moment, as there will be a free kick for Richmond here. Here it is. Let's see what happened. Yeah, it's for that trip on Ethan Bryant as Bryant was trying to get turned. So I don't think Martin Vasquez will mind that so much. I wondered if it was for saying something to the official, which Martin Vasquez has made clear that really annoys him when a player talks his way into the book. He said last month there's no excuse for that, but not the case in this case. So the first booking of the night goes to Ozzy Ramos. So Fuego trying to press up a bit. Richmond's so good at playing their way out. And Bolaños. That's a great ball. Is Terzaghi onside? Apparently so. Terzaghi pulling it all the way across. He was trying to pull it back for Zaka Moran and just missed him. You take in the atmosphere for a moment here at City Stadium. The Red Army playing their drums in that corner to our left. Thumped forward by Dakota Barnathan, just missing Bolaños. Christian Cheney hasn't had a lot to work with up top for Fuego, having to drop deeper to try to get a touch on the ball. That's when strikers can start to get frustrated. You have to know when you go away from home to the league leaders, even though Richmond not a team that sits back and suffocates teams to death generally, you have to know chances are probably going to be at a premium. You have to stay patient as a striker, especially a lone striker. Here's Alexis Cerritos now. 3 black shirts around him. He lays it off. The cross in for Cheney, just over his head. It stays alive. And a left-footed strike flicked off the head of Jalen Chrysler and out of play. It'll be a corner. Well, that was Ozzy Ramos lining one up from outside the box. Looked like a good strike. Would have been interesting to see where it would have gone. If not for Jalen Chrysler getting in the way. Not his fault. That's what he's supposed to do. Third corner of the first half for Central Valley. And with it being from this near side, Ozzy Ramos jogs over to take. Just over 10 minutes to play in this first half. Ramos in and headed wide. Stays in play. Back to Ramos it comes. Serves it right back. Back post, and an acrobatic bicycle effort from Cheney is over the bar. Well, that was certainly brave from Christian Cheney. That shows you he's feeling confident after his great performance and his goal last week. That would have been a goal of the season candidate if that had gone in. Here come Richmond now. They've been quiet in the attack over the last 10 minutes. That can always change in an instant. Bolaños and Bryant opens the scoring, and there you go. It only took an instant, and a terrific right-footed finish. It's Ethan Bryant, and it's 1-0 Richmond. The Red Army celebrates. The men in black celebrate. Ethan Bryant, that is sweet. And that's unstoppable. Again, Bolaños involved. I believe he'll get the assist. If so, that would be his league-leading 11th, or his team-leading 11th, I should say. He is among the league leaders in that category. And the attack continues to flow through him, and Ethan Bryant, the beneficiary there. Yep, Ofek Antman. That's understandable. They've done well in this first half, Fuego. They've hung right in there with the league leaders. They've had some chances themselves. Had some good attack time. Defended pretty well. But again, it only takes a moment. Richmond so smooth, so fluid. They look like a Ferrari when they're in gear. And they clicked into first and second and third there. They're on the highway now. They'll have a throw as well. Certainly not the end of the game. Plenty of time left, and Fuego, if they can harness how well they've played in this first half and continue to do so and find a goal, they could be right back in this. But this is also a test for them because they sometimes have not responded well to conceding goals this year. Christian Cheney trying to harass up top there. Thought he was fouled. Thought he got a stray elbow to the face, perhaps. Joshua Encarnacion not interested in that. Fitch switching it out to the right. Taken down by Matt Bentley. And Ethan Bryant gunning for a second. That would have been quite a finish from out there. Here's Bolaños now. Bolaños looking to turn the corner. His cross stabbed out. Vignoles switching to his left. Vignoles standing it up. It was intended for Bentley. It was hacked away. But this is the danger zone for Fuego now. Having fallen behind, they've got to find a way to stabilize things and at least get to halftime at 1-0. Keep themselves in this for the second half. They have had games this year where they've started well and conceded that first goal and never really recovered. Free kick here for Richmond as Bolaños clipped by Nathan Smith. And after they'd done pretty well on Bolaños over the opening 25 or 30 minutes, he's getting loose again down that left side. He's so good at this, taking it in, a couple dribbles, and then that burst of speed. And defenders just can't stay with him when he does that. That's where if you give him space when he receives that ball, he's going to drive past you. And the only way to stop it is to bring him down like that. Vignoles over the free kick, a two-man wall for Fuego with Bijev and Cerritos. Vignoles go for goal. Will he cross it? Sends it back post. Headed out. Cerritos protecting. Cerritos does well. Looking to go by himself, and he wins a free kick. Alexis Cerritos always capable of an electric burst of pace. That time Bolaños had to bring him down. 5 minutes to go plus stoppage time until half. As Fitzgerald claims that in front of Maxi Schenfeld. Bolaños. Fitch. Cheney, chance to take this in with back to goal, and did well enough to earn the foul. And I think lobbying for more from the referee, claiming his shirt was being pulled back. But it is an attacking free kick for Fuego. They've had a few of them this first half, along with 3 corners. Ramos prepares to take it. There's Cheney, there's Cerritos. Victor Falk is also in there. Jordan Chavez as well. In it goes, and I believe it was off a Fuego head. It is, it's a goal kick. That was Nathan Smith who was in the mix. Bentley bravely challenging and put him off enough to disrupt that header. Good service in. That was actually Jordan Chavez, 15, not 5, who rose for it. He's got caught under it a bit. There you see Richmond's commitment to playing it out from the back. On a goal kick, square it to their keeper, then the short little pass to the top of the 18, and here they go, and Ethan Bryan is clipped. That'll be an easy yellow. The fastest showing of a yellow card you'll see to Maxi Schenfeld, and he can have no argument. People sometimes scoff at the concept of playing it out from the back. There are Twitter accounts dedicated to when playing it out from the back goes wrong. They'll show you when it leads to easy goals given away. But when done well, that's the kind of thing it results in. You keep possession when you're a good movement and possession team like Richmond are. If Bryan hadn't been clipped down, they would have been away. Not the best execution of the ensuing free kick. Here is Bryant again. The scorer of the goal, laying it down that right side. Matt Bentley. Bentley to the end line. His cross. Terzaghi was there at the near post, as he seemingly always is. Central defenders for Fuego, Jordan Chavez, Francois Deleuze, they've done well in this first half at cutting out those low crosses from the end line. Being told there will be 3 minutes added on at the end of this first half. So still a little ways to go before halftime. That throw in, and Bentley pulls it back, and Bolaños had it blocked out. A goal-saving challenge from Nathan Smith, otherwise it would have been 2-0. Jonathan Bolaños, his eyes must have been huge as that ball fell to him. Great throw-in sequence. Great square ball from Bentley. Put it on a plate for Bolaños. What a challenge that is. That is fantastic from Nathan Smith. Full extension, had to get something on it, and he did. It results in a W.W. Nash corner kick. Ethan Bryant will take it. Outswinger, flick down, Bijev into the air. And the right-footed volley had to be volleyed back out by Bijev. Only as far as Payne. Back into the box it goes, flicked along. And a foul for a handball, I believe. Nope, the flag is up, offside. Thought handball could have been called, but offside before that. Almost given away by Smith. That was a bit shaky. Good recovery by him. Otherwise, he would have handed it straight to Bolaños. We've already established you don't want to do that. Into added time now. Stoppage time presented by Greenswell Growers. Again for Fuego. At least get to half down just by 1 goal. Sure, you'd love to find an equalizer before the half, but going at 1-0 down, still a chance to recollect yourself and get something out of this game in the second half. Richmond have been really good at finding late goals, not just at the end of 90 minutes, but at the end of 45 as well. They've put some games away right before halftime. They scored an absolute killer against Charlotte Independence here a few months ago. And Charlotte were just trying to get to the break and gave it away. Cheney unable to keep that in play and had to vault over the signage. Frustrating first half for him. He's played pretty well when he's had little half chances and looks. He'd certainly like to have more in the second half. Again, Richmond not a team that usually will just suffocate the life out of a game once they're 1-0 up. They've only kept 6 clean sheets this year out of 26 in the league. So they'll usually give up a goal at least. Problem for the opposition is they usually score 2 or 3 themselves. Antman choosing to keep that on the deck. And kept alive for Schenfeld. That's a throw for Fuego as we head for the final minute of stoppage time. Of course, stay with us at the half here on ESPN+. We'll have highlights from the games that happened in midweek in USL League One. We'll also show you highlights from the first half here. News and notes. The Hisense playoff race in League One. Time for one more attack for Richmond, perhaps. Terzaghi trying to change fields and wins that free kick. He is slippery even when he's playing in the midfield area. So one more free kick this half. Down the line to Ethan Bryant, and it came off him last. And that is the end of the first half. Lots of great end-to-end attacking action. And great flowing football at City Stadium tonight. The only goal off the right foot of Ethan Bryan in the 36th minute, assisted by Jonathan Bolaños, his 11th assist of the year. So 45 minutes gone, 45 to play at City Stadium here in Richmond. The league leaders in front, thanks to Ethan Bryant. It's Richmond Kickers 1, Central Valley Fuego FC 0. Your halftime report is next.
Health. Suddenly that word seems more important these days, as it's consumed all aspects of our lives and made our universes feel smaller than ever. But at Bon Secours, your health has always been our top priority, and we're staying as committed as always to personalizing the right care for you. Because whether here or from home, we believe your health care should always revolve around you. Bon Secours, primary care for the universe of you. Visit bonsecours.com/primary care to connect with the provider today.
Hi, I'm Megan Mack, President of Prospect Blue.
And I'm Jess Barnes, Director of Business Development at Prospect Blue.
Prospect Blue is a staffing and recruiting firm headquartered right here in Richmond, Virginia. We serve the Mid-Atlantic region and beyond.
With the labor market experiencing historic shortages, Prospect Blue is here to help companies attract and retain key talent.
With strong relationships in the corporate, financial, legal, and medical fields, we are in a unique position to connect employers with job seekers. Whether you are a candidate seeking a new career opportunity or a company searching for talent, Prospect Blue will help you ensure that today's transitions lead to growth and success.
Prospect Blue is proud to be a corporate sponsor of the Richmond Kickers. Go Kickers!
Tonight's halftime score is presented by Simplicity VOIP. It's 1-0 Richmond at the break here at City Stadium. Let's take a look at our highlights from around Tuesday and Wednesday's USL League One action.
In USL League One, these two teams trying to keep their playoff hopes alive. It would be all North Carolina early. They would score here in the first half. Max Flick, but his goal was disallowed. It looked initially like it was offside on him, but perhaps Gustavo Fernandez was shielding the goalkeeper. He was certainly offside. We'll get back to Gustavo Fernandez in a little bit, but that would keep things at 0-0. And then we had a header from Garrett McLaughlin off the bar. Adams with the rebound, really should have put that on target. And then the two combined again. This time, Adams to McLaughlin. His left-footed effort goes wide. Loses his balance right at the wrong moment. Let's go to the 66th. 0-0 at the break, but here, Fernandez again, just inside the box, has his arm around Luis Perez. That's enough for the referee to award the penalty, and the Frenchman would step up and finish it with class, and that would give Tucson the 1-0 win and bring them out of 11th place. Now here's Donnie Barnes with a look back at the action from Northern Colorado versus Omaha.
Northern Colorado and Union Omaha, a game that Northern Colorado had to have to keep their playoff hopes alive, and they got it, just barely. In the 24th minute, they opened the scoring spectacularly. Breck Evans, the defender. What a goal, what a hit. Pick that out. Bottom left corner, Piedrahita no chance, 1-0, no co. And they would hold that lead until the 75th when Omaha had a free kick. Joe Brito swinging it into the box. Northern Colorado's goalkeeper, Olsen, coming way off his line. He got his fist to the ball, but he also took out Dalton Knutson, and the referee points to the spot. Northern Colorado incensed. Union Omaha with a great chance to level the match. You see the impact again as Olsen penalized, and Omaha presented the spot kick with 15 minutes remaining. And Noe Meza, Omaha's leading scorer, had just come on a couple minutes prior, and he dispatched the penalty excellently into that corner, past the grasp of Olsen, and it was 1-1 with a quarter of an hour remaining. Omaha looked the more likely to grab a late winner, but Northern Colorado earning a corner in the 84th minute. Arthur Rogers so deadly from those set pieces, and there was Breck Evans again. Would you believe it? The defender scores the brace, steps up just when his team needed it most. A vital late winner for NoCo. They gain the 3 points and remain right in the thick of the playoff race with a 2-1 win.
We would wrap up midweek action with this Wednesday night tilt between Central Valley Fuego and Madison, a big one. Christian Cheney will get us started early with a superbly struck free kick. That will give the home team the lead 1-0 in the 9th minute. Go to halftime with that score, but then things would get a little silly for Madison. 5 minutes into the second half, Mateus Cassini, his headbutt would result in him being sent off. Madison down to 10 men, and they would be outshot 16-1 in this contest, and then they would be down to 10 men just a few minutes later. Drew Connor with a silly yellow as he's given his marching orders. Fuego would take full advantage. Sharif Dye off the bench. He would find a brace in the last few minutes of this one. Stuck with this one after his first attempt was blocked, and a lovely first-time right-footed finish on the half volley. That would make it 2-0. Really put this one away as Madison's season starts to fizzle away, unfortunately. Choreography brought to you by Fuego. Sharif Dye would make it 3-0 on the break here. Cerritos with a lovely pass through. Dye would shrug off the challenge of Torres and finish. Pass to Rosarena as Fuego move closer to the bottom end of the playoffs with this big 3-0 victory. That's 3 goals on the season for Sharif Dye, as Coach Martin Vasquez will be a happy man after this one. Fuego alive and in the hunt for the playoff spots. We'll be right back with more halftime after this.
I'm on that real tick. I'm on that real tick.
I mean, yeah, let's talk about today where I'm going to go topics.
Roll it down.
I am.
You don't need a car to listen to Sirius XM. You can listen anywhere. You know that, right?
What? Kevin Hart's Laugh Out Loud Radio.
Kevin, you could use your phone.
What? What?
Alexa, play Kevin Hart's Laugh Out Loud Radio on Sirius XM.
What?
This is how I know you're getting old. I guess that was it.
What?
Welcome to Tampa Bay. Here he comes. Cross, score! Fernandez, and the Rowdies are on the board.
And it's into the back of the net. El Paso waited for their moment.
Far corner, and it's in. What a goal! Are you watching Football Americas?
At Greenswell Growers, we combine innovative technology, sustainable practices, and a passion for local. With a commitment to plants first, we have unwavering standards for growing products that yield the best taste in order to create the happiest customers. Because everyone deserves access to clean, safe, nutritious food. Little Greens, Big Heart. Learn more at greenswellgrowers.com.
One 1-0 Richmond leading Central Valley Fuego FC at the break here at City Stadium. I'm Donnie Barnes. Let's take a look at the Hisense playoff update as we get closer and closer to that postseason. Down the stretch indeed, just 4 points separating 4th through 8th in the table at the start of this round of games. Richmond could be the first side to clinch a playoff berth with at least a point tonight and a Charlotte loss. So they're in the lead right now. Charlotte actually have a lead on North Carolina FC, but Richmond doing what they need to do thus far. How about another late season run? It would be a historic one if Tucson could pull it off, but they've won 3 out of 4 as they had a late season surge to the semifinals last year. We'll see if they can do it again this year. They'll be in action later tonight. How about the team of the week from week 25? Adrian Zendejas made 12 saves for Charlotte Independence against Fuego. Fuego had 28 shots in that game, could not beat Zendejas with any of them. Neil Vignals also in that team of the week for Richmond, along with Stephen Payne and Stuart Ritchie. They were very well represented, as they often are. Our schedule from around League One. The schedule and scoreboard of games currently in progress. We told you Charlotte with that lead in the North Carolina Derby over NCFC. On Wednesday, we talked about Fuego beating Forward Madison 3-0. Northern Colorado with that vital 2-1 over Omaha, and Tucson with that third win in their last 4, outlasting NCFC. Here is the upcoming schedule. Later tonight, Forward Madison home to Tormenta. Northern Colorado against Greenvilles. They try to keep that playoff push going. And Tucson home to Chattanooga at 10 Eastern. All of that on ESPN Plus, of course. One more break at halftime. We'll come back with first half highlights and stats and kick it back off for half number 2. Richmond and Central Valley. More next.
Welcome to Royal New Kent Golf Club. Designed by world-renowned architect Mike Strantz, Royal New Kent's a one-of-a-kind Irish-style golf course located 20 minutes east of Richmond, Virginia. Royal New Kent was featured in Golf Week's top 100 public courses in the country. Hidden behind grassy knolls and hand-stacked rock walls, each hole offers several playing options to fit a wide range of abilities. Visit RoyalNewKent.com or follow us on social media for more information on tee times and rates. Remember, come to Royal New Kent Golf Club to Golf Ireland in Virginia.
We would not have a business today if it weren't for the support of the many, many people within the Richmond community. To me, we're working as a team to enhance the quality of life for all residents.
It's about being the best that you can be. It's about enriching the lives of people in your community. There's a reason why we have the tagline Nourish, because it's really about nourishing the lives of the people that work for us and the people that we serve. That's what the UCrops brand stands for.
Health. Suddenly that word seems more important these days, as it's all aspects of our lives and made our universes feel smaller than ever. But at Bon Secours, your health has always been our top priority, and we're staying as committed as always to personalizing the right care for you. Because whether here or from home, we believe your health care should always revolve around you. Bon Secours, primary care for the universe of you. Visit bonsecours.com/primary care to connect with a provider today.
At Greenswell Growers, we combine innovative technology, sustainable practices, and a passion for local. With a commitment to plants first, we have unwavering standards for growing products that yield the best taste in order to create the happiest customers. Because everyone deserves access to clean, safe, nutritious food. Little greens, big heart. Learn more at greenswellgrowers.com.
On Thursday, the American soccer community lost a coaching legend. Tim Hankinson coached for more than 40 years, including stints with the USL's Charleston Battery, Indy 11, and Chattanooga Red Wolves, as well as working as a broadcaster for San Antonio FC. The entire USL mourns his passing, and our thoughts are with his family and all the players who ever called him coach. Halftime coming to an end here in Richmond. Let's look at the first half highlights between Richmond Kickers and Fuego FC. Both teams with so much attacking time in that opening half, but an early injury to Richmond as Stuart Ritchie pulled up there, and that allowed Viljan Bijev to gallop down the right flank, trying to cross it to somebody. I think he thought there was going to be a back post run. Alexis Cerritos just missing it at the near, and then Christian Cheney curling a free kick off the underside of the bar, so close to opening the scoring. Meanwhile, Jonathan Bolaños, his cross was cut out by the keeper Ofek Antman. Bolaños would be heard from again later in the half. But Fuego FC were giving about as good as they got for much of that first half. This square ball for Cheney just deflected away from him, and then Bijev didn't catch it cleanly. But Bolaños with that stabbed little ball. So clever, playing it early this time, and Ethan Bryant, what a delightful finish that was with his right foot. Watch Bolaños, the quick little stab with the right foot, caught the defense out, and Bryant wasted no time. That is so well executed from Bolaños to Bryant. And Ethan Bryant celebrating in front of the Red Army. Here's the match stats from the first half. 16 shots for Richmond, with 5 of them on target. 54% of the possession for them. Our halftime highlights, by the way, were presented by Simplicity VoIP. And we're just about set for half number 2 now at City Stadium. Really fascinating to see what we see from Fuego FC in this second 45. Can they respond on the road in a tough environment against the top team in the league in terms of points and statistics? They kick us off in the second half as Joshua Encarnacion blows his whistle again. Here we go. Fuego FC trying to hang in that playoff race. Richmond with a chance to really solidify that top of the table position. If they were to hang on and win this game, Richmond, they would be 7 points clear of Omaha. They came in 5 points ahead of Greenville. Greenville in action later tonight against Northern Colorado. A chance to open up a gap at the top of that table with just 3 matches left after tonight for Richmond in the regular season. Central Valley again 3 points out of that 6th and final playoff spot at the start of tonight. Coming off that win on Wednesday, if they could have built back-to-back wins, they would suddenly be right there again, but lots of work for them to do in this second half. After, again, they played decently well in the first half, but undone by that moment of class between Bolaños and Bryant. Richmond in those black kits, kicking from left to right in this second half. Akira Fitzgerald didn't really have any acrobatic saves to make in that first half. And the one ball that kissed off his crossbar. Other than that, not too troubled. Here's Bryant. And Bolaños, looking to drag it with him, goes down, and a free kick. Taken down by Nathan Smith. And it's Smith who has stayed down afterward. So Bolaños so good at that little burst of acceleration. Talked about that in the first half. That's so tough to deal with as a defender. So it'll basically be an extended corner right along that far touch line. Neil Vignoles will take, as he often does. Referee sorting things out. Vignoles swings it in, near post, and flicked over by Terzaghi. Don't want to let him do that if you're Fuego. You let him run across that back line and get to that ball. It's a difficult angle to score from there, of course, but still lots of bad things that can happen when you allow Emiliano Terzaghi to get to a ball first. Now free kick for Fuego. Just a little bit of a push in the back there from Simon Fitch. Sending Bijev to the turf, and Bijev displeased. Bijev had a couple moments in the first half that he didn't quite get a hold of in the attacking third. And doing lots of things to help his team over the last 3 months, even when he's been in this goal-scoring drought. But they could really do with him finding the back of the net again. Maybe going on a little hot streak down the stretch here. They're in need of stringing results together. After tonight, they'll have just 4 regular season matches left, so the time remaining to close the gap on the top 6 starting to get short. Ofek Antman. Bijev loses out and then clips Simon Fitch. And a little bit of afters as well. Referee Joshua Encarnacion separating that. He's refereed this game well so far, Joshua Encarnacion. He's let the game flow very nicely. He's kept it in rhythm. Shown just the one yellow card. That was to Maxi Schenfeld in the first half. Ball turned over. Here's Victor Falk, the former Richmond kicker who scored 3 goals against his former team in their first 2 meetings this year. That was more than he scored in his entire tenure at Richmond. Lifted forward, shielded off by Schenfeld. Handball being claimed by Richmond. Play on, says the referee. Now Michael Hornsby. Hornsby toward the end line. Trying to stand up across. It's out for a corner. It was defended out by Stephen Payne. 4th corner of the match coming for Fuego, 5 minutes into the second half. Kira Fitzgerald telling somebody to get out for that short corner routine. Schenfeld will take with that left foot. Interesting that they'll go with the outswinger here. A left-footed player from this near corner. Toward the top of the 6-yard box. Flick to the top of the area. And a volleyed effort way off target from Ozzy Ramos. Goal kick. Well, as a left-footed player from that right side of the penalty box, that's a difficult angle. But again, Fuego right in this game. Down by only a goal early in the second half. And here you see Richmond playing it out from the back so calmly. That's good hold-up play. Matt Bentley able to get right by Michael Hornsby. Hornsby tried to drag him down. Bentley pressed right through that. Now Vignoles. And now Jonathan Bolaños. Bolaños is loose. Bolaños stabs it across, and the save made by Antman. Second ball pounced on by Antman. It was almost a second for Ethan Bryant. And Matt Bentley there as well. Once again, Jonathan Bolaños allowed loose. Just don't think there's a more electric left winger in the league this year. Bolaños has just gotten better and better as the year has gone on. Now with 4 goals and 4 assists in his last 5 games. But here come Fuego now, surging right down the middle. Cerritos lays it off. Schenfeld a strike. That's on target. Had to be handled at his near post by Akira Fitzgerald. And it almost squirmed underneath him as he scrambled across. Fitzgerald just able to get down low enough to keep it out. Best attack of the night from Fuego. Good run. Cerritos and then Schenfeld. Again, you see the fundamentals from Akira Fitzgerald. Not the biggest keeper, not imposing. He's not 6'5", not even close, but he's always in the right place at the right time. Again, since he leads the training for goalkeepers at Richmond and will be a goalkeeping coach in the future once he stops playing, his fundamentals have to be good. First substitutions of the night coming for Fuego. Here you see Sharif Daye and Muhammad Dabo coming on. Dabo replacing Ozzy Ramos, who was on that yellow card. Daye on for Maxi Schenfeld. His shot on target a moment ago was his last action of the match. And Sharif Daye scoring 2 goals against Forward Madison last week. Now has 3 goals on the season. Bijev taking this free kick. His delivery is low, flicked along. Bryant headed it up. Still not fully dealt with. Now back to goal. Took a deflection. Right-footed effort, blocked down. Bryant hacks it away. Boy, an extended sequence there where Fuego had it in a dangerous spot. Just could never work their way through that maze of black shirts. Fuego asking questions early in the second half. Need to turn those questions into a goal. Good ball to the left, Bijev. Almost got away from Payne and then brings down Matt Bentley, and that's a yellow card, and he is not in agreement with that decision from Joshua Encarnacion. But Viljan Bijev is booked. It's a good initial move, and then he tries to cut inside and in between Payne and Bentley, and then just extends out and clips Bentley at the end. Here's Ethan Bryant at the other end for Richmond. The scorer of their goal in the first half, mazing his way to the end line, standing up a cross that I believe went out of play before that header, and it did. It's a goal kick. But all of these Richmond attackers able to make moves in that final third. So slippery, so elusive. Able to buy themselves that yard of space to put something into the mix. Of course, that's the issue for Fuego. They're playing pretty well. They're continuing to pose some threats to that Richmond defense. But again, you have to turn that into a goal sooner or later because Richmond always a threat on the counter. They have so much pace, so much quality. They are perpetually a threat to race the other way and make it 2-0 instead of 1-1. And the longer your questions don't result in an answer with a goal, the longer you risk falling behind 2 and then 3. That's what happened to multiple sides here at City Stadium this year. Free kick for Richmond. Francois Deleuze whistled for that foul. Ethan Bryant with the goal in the 36th minute, assisted by Jonathan Bolaños. That's the scoring so far. It's been a really good game. Bryant is always easy to pick out with that long hair. He has been class tonight. It's another aspect of Richmond's danger. Anybody on the pitch for them at any time can score a goal. Forward, midfielder, defender, they are all capable. And that's a clear foul, and that's going to be the first card of the night shown to a Richmond player. It's Bolaños who goes into the book. And after Nathan Smith has taken Bolaños down a few times tonight, this time it was Bolaños' turn to return the favor. Very late challenge. So Bolaños receives the yellow. We saw Bijev, who was carded a few minutes ago. Jordan Chavez. Francois Deleuze. Richmond sitting back a little bit more at the moment. Again, they'll race forward on the counter as soon as they spot a turnover and a transition opportunity. That's a neat little 1-2 down the right side. Sharif Daye. Surrounded by black shirts, dispossessed by one of them, but then put into the box. Cheney heads it down. Might fall to Cerritos. Cerritos trying to buy an inch of space. Now Cheney poked off his toe. Cerritos flashes it over. Well, it was a really good chance when it finally fell to Alexis Cerritos, and he just couldn't keep it on target. Those are the little half moments for Fuego that they need to make count. Have not been able to do so tonight. At least not over this first hour. Still time, of course. That's a long ball straight over the top. Bolaños is onside. Bolaños took a rare bad touch. And Ofek Antman is grateful for that. Wow, Richmond After they played it out short from the back so many times tonight, they suckered Fuego in and hit them over the top with that home run pass, and Bolaños had a great chance to make it 2-0. First touch let him down. Remember that moment if Fuego come back in this game. It looked like it might have gone out of play. It did. Well, if you can't watch the match, turn on Sirius XM FC 157. That's North America's only 24/7 source for engaging soccer talk, including USL All Access, Tuesday nights at 7 Eastern. Plus, hear live matches from the USL, MLS, English Premier League, and more. All on Sirius XM FC 157 and the SXM app. Christian Cheney was chasing for that loose ball and then grabs at the back of that right leg. You never like to see that. As we're an hour in, and Ethan Bryant's goal continuing to hold up for Richmond. Sharif Dye navigating himself through midfield. Smith almost fell for the run of Dye, but Fitzgerald able to gather. This time Fitzgerald throwing it out, which I'm not sure we've seen him do yet tonight. So Richmond really changing things up out of the back in the last couple minutes. Have to do that sometimes. Can't always play it short. That was offside against Jonathan Bolaños. Linesman on the near side had it covered. Still just under 30 minutes plus stoppage time for Fuego to find an equalizer at least. Or for Richmond to add to their league-leading goals and points total. Hornsby. Inside for Bijev, who's tucked in a bit more now. Bijev looking for that overlapping ball for Dye. It's a decent idea, but it was cut out. Now Terzaghi. And Terzaghi trying to catch Antman off his line. That was ambitious, but when you've won 2 golden boots and you're headed for a third, you don't question any chances he decides to take on. Richmond's last clean sheet was on August 27th. That was that 3-0 win against Union Omaha. Omaha had some really good chances in that game, especially the first 15 minutes or so of the game. They also had a 1-0 win against Northern Colorado in early August. But again, in 26 league matches played, just 6 clean sheets, so it is still there for Fuego to get something from this. As long as Richmond don't score that second goal. Lofted into the box. Nobody really there in white. It fell to Hornsby. That's good one-touch football. And Cerritos thought about the shot. Still Cerritos does take it on now, and it's beaten away by Akira Fitzgerald. It was a really good strike in the end from Cerritos, who hesitated a long time before unleashing it, but almost found that far corner. Again, Fitzgerald so fundamentally sound, though. Watch him get across to that far side. And just palm it away. Strong fists, pushing it out of danger. The danger's still there for Fuego, though. Francois Deleuze. Michael Hornsby. He's one-on-one against Payne. Trying to loft it into Christian Cheney there. That was dealt with, and now racing the other way, Terzaghi. He's in a one-on-one race. And Deleuze wins that crucially for Fuego. Mohamed Dabo came on in the second half. Chavez. Payne has Bijev right on him. Payne just able to shield Bijev away from the ball. I think Payne thought that Fitzgerald was going to come get that. And then Bijev has to be careful. He's on a yellow. Almost went sliding in and clipping Payne's heels again. He could have been sent off if he'd made contact there. You could see him pull out of that at the last instant, realizing he was on a yellow. It was heads-up play by him. Here comes Owain Gordon for Richmond. One of those potent counter-attacking weapons that they can bring on in the second half, whether they're chasing a goal or want to pose more of a threat on the counter. Bolaños makes way. So Jonathan Bolaños' night is done. As things stand, he has the game-winning assist as he set up Ethan Bryant's 36th minute goal that separates the two sides currently. Owain Gordon with 5 goals for Richmond since he joined them mid-season. Vignals, and here is Owain Gordon's first touch. And unleashes with the right foot. It's deflected all the way out for a corner. Well, Owain Gordon wasted no time. 25 minutes to go. First corner kick of the second half for Richmond. A W.W. Nash painting and fireproofing corner kick. Ethan Bryant again over to take. Bryant in and headed to the top of the box. Vignals in a collision with Bijev, and then it's out, and that's actually Nathan Smith who went steaming into those challenges. It's a throw for Fuego, much to the crowd's displeasure. They wanted a foul for that collision there. And then Smith, he did get the ball. He's right about that. Those studs a bit high, perhaps. Always take a risk when you get that foot up off the ground, but he did win the ball. Now Ethan Bryant has sat down on the turf, and that's not good to see for Richmond. Already lost Stuart Ritchie to an early injury tonight, and boy, Ethan Bryant having scored that excellent goal, playing so well. I wonder if he's still shaken up from that previous challenge a moment ago. Grabbing at that right leg area. Let's see, this is Bryant here. Yeah, it's that challenge there that apparently caused some damage. Darren Sawatsky pondering. Yeah, it is an anxious moment. Yeah, he's talking about Nathan Smith going in high with that challenge, I think. His team playing so well, steaming toward those playoffs, with a chance to not only lock up a playoff spot with a win tonight, but to really take a firm grip on that top spot in the table, which would get them a first-round bye in the playoffs, a direct pass to the semifinals, as there's Martin Vasquez with his coaching staff pondering what further changes he might make as they try to get back in this game. Bryant back on his feet, see if he's able to continue. But the one thing you, of course, don't want when you're Richmond and you're going so well is to start losing players to injuries right before the playoffs. Still a few weeks before those start, but this would hardly be the time for those kinds of things. So we'll see about Bryant. Meanwhile, Cheney flicks this on and Bijev takes it in. Dabo to the top of the area. Cheney not able to command it. It's served back out. Francois Deleuze. See, Richmond are sitting back deep now. Jordan Chavez. Good overlapping ball. Smith trying to put it into the mixer, and who is that off last? It will be a corner. Nathan Smith floating across toward that right side. And he'll take the, nope, he'll leave the corner for a teammate. It's Michael Hornsby jogging over. He'll get an earful from the Red Army down there. Close corners down in those corners here at City Stadium. Hornsby delivers. And it rolls across the line, did it? Yes, it did. It's 1-1. Fitzgerald could not get there. And it floated across the goal line, and Central Valley Fuego have their equalizer that they've been threatening throughout this second half. It's arrived, and it's a brand new game at City Stadium. Not the prettiest, they couldn't care less. Hornsby's delivery was good. Fitzgerald missed it completely. I think it flicked off the heel maybe of Alexis Cerritos. We'll see who gets credit for it. But this is the time of year where every goal, no matter how greasy, how ugly, they're all beautiful. And Fuego trying to get a result at the home of the leaders. They are level with 20 minutes to go. You can see the confidence that's injected in them. But to be fair, they've been playing with good confidence and pretty good style in this second half. They've been hunting that equalizer. Now they found it. Now they want more. Bijev. Hornsby. Bijev again. Nathan Smith off of Owain Gordon, and a throw for Fuego. To make sure they keep their heads here and don't lose their shape as they go chasing that go-ahead goal. Richmond now with Jonathan Bolaños off the pitch. That'll make Fuego feel a lot better. And here they come now with Dye. And after scoring 2 goals last week, he's full of confidence, but didn't catch that one as cleanly as he wanted. Well, after Richmond got themselves in front in the 36th minute, as Darren Zawatsky with some good skill on the touchline. He doesn't care about that. He's just trying to keep the ball moving and allow his side to take the throw in quickly. Doesn't want to waste time. The crowd enjoyed that. After they got themselves in front late in the first half, Richmond had some opportunities, some moments where they could have scored a second. Could have put this game mostly to bed. Did not do it. Fuego able to find that goal. Now it's wide open. And now it's Matt Bentley down by that corner flag. Trying to dance to the end line. That's great defending by Hornsby. Michael Hornsby staying right with him. Ethan Bryant, who has continued in this game after going down a few minutes ago. His first half goal, no longer the winner. And then trying to return it to Bentley was Vinyals, but that is out of play. It's an interesting strategic gambit now over the last 17.5 minutes plus stoppage time if you're Martin Vasquez and Central Valley Fuego, because you are chasing that last playoff spot. Draws in general don't do you a bunch of good this time of year, but a draw at the home of the league leaders who've been so good on this ground this year, it's never a bad result by itself. It would keep their momentum going after that great result on Wednesday at home when they beat Madison 3-0 to re-inject that life back into their team, back into their campaign. So it would really depend on other results around the league to tell whether a draw tonight would be a good result or not for Fuego. So with that in mind, do they really go all out and try to find a winner? You're always risking it if you do that against Richmond, since they're going to have a free kick to defend here and a yellow card shown to Jordan Chavez. Chavez tripping Ethan Bryant, who's taking a bit of a beating here in this second half. So Chavez booked. Viljan Bijev is also on a yellow. Those are the two players in the book still on the pitch for Fuego. Richmond do not have anyone in the book still out there. Jonathan Bolaños was on a yellow card. He was subbed off about 10 minutes ago. What can they work from this free kick? They take it short. Moran returning it to Vignoles, looks to surge right between two white shirts. It was the third white shirt that dispossessed him, and now Cheney tries to break the other way. Christian Cheney rumbling forward for Fuego. He has Bijev to his left. Cheney and pulled back, yellow card, free kick. And Cheney's going to line it up from just outside the box. Jalen Chrysler is cautioned in the 75th minute. Thought maybe the referee would play advantage and allow the outcome of that play to be seen, but with Chrysler between Cheney and the goal, he decided to stop play. Yeah, Cheney getting the wrong side of Chrysler. That was what put him in trouble, and then just drags the shirt to pull himself back on the right side of him. That's a good yellow to take if you're Jalen Chrysler. You can't let Cheney just continue forward to possibly score the game winner. So you'll take that yellow card. Now you'll hold your breath from this ensuing free kick. Hope that Christian Cheney doesn't curl one into the top corner the way he did last week from a similar spot against forward Madison. Victor Falk also capable of doing so. Falk or Cheney? It's Victor Falk. Gets over the bar. 3 goals against his old club in their first 2 meetings this year. Not that time. Goal kick for Richmond. Now a free kick for Richmond. This has turned into a fascinating game. It really has been from the opening kickoff. First half was so up and down. Just seeing a 1-0 scoreline after the first 45 doesn't tell you how that first half went at all. Second half slightly more tactical, but Fuego scrambling that equalizer across the line about 6 minutes ago. It is incredibly well poised. And now Neil Vignoles. That's a great ball. Into the path of Payne. Payne's cross deflected back to the top of the area, and Bijev able to work it clear. And Alexis Cerritos takes it for a run. Cerritos, 2 black shirts around him. Still Alexis Cerritos toward that end line. Tackled out by Chrysler. Had to get that right on a yellow and in his own penalty box. He did. It's a corner. And so they scored from a corner. That was from the opposite corner on a delivery by Michael Hornsby. Viljan Bijev will take this one. It was the in-swinger from Hornsby from that opposite side that undid Richmond. And Bijev will attempt an in-swinger here. Back post, it goes through everyone. Decent curl on it, but nobody was really making that back post run this time. And it was at the near post that they caused that trouble and eventually that goal on their equalizer. So what do Richmond do now from this goal kick? We've seen them do all kinds of different things. They play it short this time. Fitzgerald to Ethan Bryant, and Bryant to Stephen Payne. And Payne is rumbling forward now. Stephen Payne tried to nudge it off to Matt Bentley. That was intercepted by Hornsby, but it falls back to Bryant. Bryant squares for Vignoles. Bit of space for Vignoles, stabbing it into the path of Terzaghi. At least that was the attempt, but too close to Ofek Antman. Well, they were inviting Vignoles to shoot. Can't fault his decision to try to play in their leading scorer. That's not a good giveaway by Fuego out of the back. Vignoles again. Now Vignoles. His cross, and it's straight down the throat of Antman with Terzaghi looming again. I was just about to say before that turnover that Fuego have done a pretty good job defending Terzaghi in the box, making those near post runs that he is so fond of. There's another one of them there. Delivery not quite good enough, and Antman alert enough to cut it out once again. Again, though, Richmond win that ball. Vignals dispossessed. Richmond starting to get a hold of the game again. Now they're the ones asking the questions, looking for that winner. Owain Gordon tumbles down. That's a foul on a free kick. And a second yellow is coming for Jordan Chavez. As soon as he gets up, he will be shown yellow card number 2 by Joshua Encarnacion. And Central Valley Fuego, Chavez can delay it all he likes, but they're going to go down to 10 men with 10 minutes to go. Chavez has to get up eventually. And Joshua Encarnacion saying, I can wait all day. There's the second yellow. There's the red. Fuego will have to dig in for a result on the road. Down a man. He'd just been booked a handful of minutes ago. And Owain Gordon, who's been a little quiet since he came on, but he has such good speed down that left side, just able to get that touch on it, and once he did, any contact by Chavez was going to be big trouble for him. And so it was. He knew it immediately. Disappointing for Fuego because they give themselves a real chance of stealing all 3 points tonight, and they could still, you know, but much tougher now. As it is, they will have to defend very well, you'd think, to get out of here with a point. And certainly crucial for them that they at least take a point tonight. Long walk for Chavez. He'll have to walk right past the Red Army on his way to the locker room. And they serenade him accordingly. Young and old, letting him have it. And now, what can Richmond do against the 10? It will be their number 10, Nil Vignals, to take this free kick. Swings it all the way back post, and that's a waste. Aiming for Dakota Barnathan at that back stick, but much too high. Double change coming for both teams now. It'll be Adrian Vera, and we'll see who that second man is for Fuego. Ethan Vanacore-Decker coming on for Richmond, along with David Olson. Ethan Bryant goes off, scorer of their goal tonight. Matthew Bentley is also off. So for Fuego, Alexis Cerritos makes way, and there's Adrian Vera's introduction. And that is Sam Strong coming on to reinforce the back line for Fuego as they sacrifice Viljan Bijev. So that is certainly a defensive substitution. Strong, a center back. Bijev, they're very strong attacking presence on the wing, but down to 10 men, they're going to try to dig in and hold on to what they have. Wayne Gordon flying through the air there, challenging for that ball. Mohamed Dabo penalized. He was not sure what he did wrong. Is there a winner here in these last 10 minutes? Saka Moran, Dakota Barnathan. Coming further forward than he normally does. First touch for David Olson. Barnathan. Moran. Gordon. Throw for Richmond. Taken quickly, and here's Vignoles again. Ethan Vanacore-Decker with his first involvement. That's a great ball. Stephen Payne. Payne's cross, headed over the bar. Great chance for Vanacore-Decker to be the hero off the bench. Couldn't keep his header down. Was an excellent move from Richmond. Now Fuego playing it out of the back with 10 men. That is really risky, and Owain Gordon got in the way. Fuego fortunate to get a throw out of that. Chavez second yellow in the 80th minute. That's why Fuego were playing with 10. They did credit Fuego's goal in the 70th minute to Cerritos. So Alexis Cerritos now off the pitch, having scored the equalizer. See if there's one more goal tonight. I would certainly think that Richmond will create at least one more chance. Final 4.5 minutes plus however much stoppage time we have. Moran with a long ball right down the middle. Owain Gordon chests it down. Owain Gordon brought down, looking at the referee, and he points for a corner. And to be fair, didn't look like the Richmond players were really appealing for a penalty anyhow. But Owain Gordon with that speed, good control with the chest. It was a crucial challenge, and now the ensuing corner. Swung in by Vignoles, right on top of goal, headed off the line, still loose and headed out. It will be another corner. Sam Strong got it clear. Not sure who made the initial block on the line. Richmond that close to a go-ahead goal. Another W.W. Nash and Sons corner, this time from the near side. Vignoles came sprinting across to take this one too. He puts it back in and headed over onto the roof of the net. Jalen Chrysler so close, Richmond so close, but it's still 1-1. Boy, Fuego not dealing with that at all. Last two corners, both causing chaos. Good deliveries from Vignoles, that's the common thread. That initial header actually hit Terzaghi, and the second one, that's tough. When it's looping up in the air, difficult to head it down. Chrysler couldn't get over the top of it. Fuego surviving for now. Christian Cheney able to poke that loose. Now Cheney on the counter for Fuego, trying to lob it over the top for Daae. And that was cut out. End to end they go. Vanacore-Decker for Richmond now. And Vignoles twist to the turf. Free kick. It's been breathless for most of the 90 minutes. It's hold your breath time now. Richmond win and they clinch a playoff berth officially. Really take a stranglehold on that top spot. Stephen Payne. David Olsen. Top of the box. And it falls to Terzaghi. Pulls it back for Moran. Wide it goes. Fitch. Now Gordon. Owain Gordon. Owain Gordon. Still Gordon. Vignoles. Back post. Payne. His cross. Didn't find a man in black. Great sequence from Richmond. The end product not quite there. All the way back to Fitzgerald. Looking for the run of Payne. Volleyed away. Now Terzaghi with back to goal. Trying to slip it through to a teammate. Terzagi's been pretty well contained thus far. It only takes a moment for him, though. Here's Payne. Payne's cross cut out again by the excellent Michael Hornsby, who's been great tonight. Another substitution coming. Zahir Vasquez will relieve Christian Cheney for these final couple minutes.
The substitution for Central Valley.
Zahir Vasquez played at Utah Valley University. Christian Cheney, a hard-working knight. Again, didn't have a lot to work with as that lone striker, but worked hard. Heading towards stoppage time. Richmond looking for that late winner. It's Vinyals. He crosses in. There's Sam Strong to nod away. Only as far as Moran. Moran flicked along and wide. Off the boot of David Olson. It's a goal kick. We've played the 90 minutes. We'll have at least 5 more. 5 minutes of stoppage time is the indication. Stoppage time is presented, of course, by Greenswell Growers. Red Army with the Let's Go Kickers chant. Currently irritated with Ofek Antman for taking more time than they'd like from that goal kick. Now down that left side. Here's Zahir Vasquez. Toward that end line. Is he onside here? Apparently so. Crossed all the way through. Just not a lot of white shirts in the box as they're down to 10 men. It was only Sharif Daye that Vasquez had to aim for. Now Vanacore Decker into the second minute of the additional 5. Zaka Moran to pick a good ball forward. That's not it. Intercepted by Daye. Daye takes it for a run. Daye skips around one challenge. Daye still a double deflection. Flag goes up offside. Sharif Daye had visions of heroism in his head. Can't blame him. And then a free kick. Zaka Moran now. Still time for Richmond. Still time for Fuego. Vinyals. Gordon. Owain Gordon turns the corner, but it ran off his shin and out of play. Goal kick. And then Ofek Antman goes tumbling to the turf, and groans go up from the crowd. Well, a crucial interconference match awaits as the end of the season draws closer. El Paso Locomotive FC travels to historic Al Lang Stadium to meet the Tampa Bay Rowdies Wednesday, September 28th at 8 p.m. Eastern on ESPN Deportes.
It's time to announce the winner of the Stone Brewing raffle prize. So fill out your raffle tickets now. The winning number is ticket number 769787. Again, the winning number is 769.
Well, Ofek Antman back up. He just consumed about a minute of clock time. And this is where, in theory, a referee is supposed to add a corresponding amount to stoppage time. But as we have all seen, if we've watched soccer enough, we know that sometimes that doesn't happen. And that's, of course, what you're banking on if you're trying to nurse and see out a game. Francois Deleuze and Ofek Antman directing traffic. Take those extra few seconds by pointing wildly. And it's all savvy veteran moves. Now, Zahir Vasquez. Vasquez, the overlapping run, and then the low cross stabbed out by Chrysler. Aiming for Daye. He's taken over that lone striker role with Cheney off the pitch. Now here's Muhammad Dabo. Wide it goes. Adrian Vera. Vera looking to deliver across, but shanking it out of play. Into the final minute of the 5, and we'll see after that. Can Richmond get themselves up the pitch one more time and create one more opportunity? Well, that's a heavy ball back toward Fitzgerald, and it stays in play with acrobatic help from Akira. Stephen Payne. Chrysler. Simon Fitch. Draw's not the end of the world for Richmond. They'd be disappointed with it after having led for the end of the first half and much of the second. That's a throw in for Richmond. Fuego didn't think so. Vanacore Decker. Nil Vignoles. He has Gordon in front of him. He uses Fitch instead. Vignoles again. Nil Vignoles swings it in for Terzaghi. Down by Gordon, couldn't get the first touch he wanted. It falls to Payne. Payne lifts it back in. Terzaghi beaten to it by Strong. We've had the 5 minutes. We play on at the discretion of Joshua Encarnacion. It's Dakota Barnathan sliding it out wide into the path of Gordon. Gordon trying to use that strength, but it ran away from him. Fuego desperately trying to cling on for a point now. It's Chrysler. It's into the box. It's too long. It's out of play. It's a goal kick, and that might be it. Encarnacion looking at his watch. Elphick Antman casually jogging back to place the ball on the line. Goal kick is taken by Deleuze. Might be one more opportunity for Richmond. Forward it goes. Great back heel flick. Terzaghi. Out wide, Gordon. Owain Gordon. Final attack for Richmond. Gordon dancing onto his left. Twists back. Top of the box. It's Nil Vignoles. Deflects to Payne. Stephen Payne. Trying to pick out a cross. Pulls it all the way back for Chrysler. Vignoles again. Simon Fitch. Last chance for Richmond. Fitch by the end line tries to keep it in play. Did he? It is a corner. One more corner for Richmond. One more set piece to defend for Fuego. And Vignoles in a hurry to take it. Last WW Nash and Sons corner of the night. In the 98th minute of a 1-1 tie. Vignoles in. Antman punches. And Dye volleys not fully clear. Gordon trying to shield it off and does beautifully. But then he's dispossessed by Dabo, who boots it down the pitch. Out it goes. The entire Fuego bench yelling to the referee, who blows the final whistle, and it ends all square at City Stadium. A result that neither side would have wanted at the start of the night, but a result that keeps Fuego in the playoff mix as they come back in the second half to take a hard-earned point and hold on with 10 men down the stretch. Richmond remain in pole position for that top spot and to qualify for the playoffs. They'll be disappointed that the 2 points that they could have had slipped away. Ethan Bryan in the 36th minute for Richmond. And the goal for Fuego has now been changed to a Jalen Chrysler own goal in the 69th. And you see the two head coaches, Darren Zawatsky and Martin Vasquez, chatting it up after the match. Lots of respect between them. Two veteran coaches trying to steer their sides into the postseason and beyond. There's Akira Fitzgerald. We'll see our save of the game presented by Impossible Pups. As Fitzgerald again was fundamentally sound tonight. This save on Alexis Cerritos. Cerritos took a moment to shape for it. Good strong hands by Fitzgerald at that far post to beat it away. There's our Impossible Pups save of the match. Fitzgerald Fitzgerald did his bit tonight, as he usually does. Two sides shake hands. A little bit of debate with the officials, but I think Fuego will be reasonably happy with the point. They still have 4 games left. They'll need some wins in those last 4. They're going to leapfrog a couple teams and qualify for the playoffs, but they have given themselves a chance with a second straight positive result here this evening. That second half own goal earns them a point. They finished with 10, but it finished 1-1. We'll wrap things up with our man of the match and our highlights when we come back.
For the support of many, many people within the Richmond community. To me, we're working as a team to enhance the quality of life for all residents.
It's about being the best that you can be. It's about enriching the lives of people in your community. There's a reason why we have the tagline Nourish, because it's really about nourishing the lives of the people that work for us and the people that we serve. That's what the UCrops brand stands for.
Health. Suddenly that word seems more important these days, as it's consumed all aspects of our lives and made our universes feel smaller than ever. But at Bon Secours, your health has always been our top priority, and we're staying as committed as always to personalizing the right care for you. Because whether here or from home, we believe your health care should always revolve around you. Bon Secours, primary care for the universe of you. Visit bonsecours.com/primary care to connect with the provider today.
At Greenswell Growers, we combine innovative technology, sustainable practices, and a passion for local. With a commitment to plants first, we have unwavering standards for growing products that yield the best taste in order to create the happiest customers. Because everyone deserves access to clean, safe, nutritious food. Little greens, big heart. Learn more at greenswellgrowers.com.
RichmondKickers.com.
It ends all square at City Stadium tonight. Richmond Kickers and Central Valley Fuego. Great game. Really well played, really well fought by both sides. And a draw, probably a fair result. The Red Army still had a good time tonight. All those kids certainly did, as they applaud their team off the pitch. We'll take a look at our man of the match tonight, presented by Kiter. And that man of the match is Ethan Bryant, who scored the goal for Richmond beautifully in the 36th minute, assisted by Jonathan Bolaños, which, as we mentioned, is his 11th assist of the year. And Ethan Bryant, such a sweet finish. Our Kiter CPA man of the match. See the full-time highlights tonight as these two sides battled to this draw. Both teams started the game pretty brightly. Richmond suffered an early injury with Stuart Ritchie pulling up and Biljan Bijev taking that loose ball and almost taking advantage for Fuego. Playing that near post cross and sliding across, not quite able to get a toe to it, was Alexis Cerritos. And then that free kick from Christian Cheney kissing the underside of the bar. He was an inch away. Jonathan Bolaños off a beautiful ball from Neil Vignoles. His cross picked off by Ofek Antman. Fuego continued to come close to the opening goal, at least present danger. They were in here for a moment. That squared ball for Christian Cheney just ran off his toe, and then Biljan Bijev stabbing it wide. Then the opening goal arrived. Bolaños with that early cross, changing it up on the defense. That caught them out, and Ethan Bryant did the rest. See, they're expecting him to run to the end line. This time, nope, the square ball. Ethan Bryant, again, you could watch that finish over and over. It never gets old. It was so well struck. But Central Valley, they kept on coming in the second half, probing for that equalizer. That was a good effort. It was beaten away by Fitzgerald and was our save of the match. But then the equalizer arrived in the 69th minute. It went down as an own goal off Jalen Chrysler, who did appear to get the final touch there. It was swung in by Michael Hornsby. And Akira Fitzgerald got stuck at his near post, just could not reach it. You see that maze of bodies that were shielding him off the ball, and it crossed the line, and Fuego applauded the equalizing goal. And they were level at 1 with 20 minutes to play. And at that point, they thought they could go on and find a winner. They had a good spell over the next 5 minutes or so after that celebration, but the winner did not arrive. And they would go down to 10 men in the 80th minute. Wayne Gordon touching it around Michael Chavez. Chavez took him out. He was already on a yellow, which he'd picked up several minutes earlier. and he was shown the second and the resulting red. And so for the last 10 minutes, plus about 8 minutes of stoppage time, it was 11 v 10. This cross just headed over by Ethan Vanacore-Decker. I think the cross got to him faster than he would have liked, and he couldn't steer the header on target. It was Chrysler starting it with a great ball to Stephen Payne. And then Payne's cross, I think it might have come off Vanacore-Decker's chest rather than his head. And so it ended at 1 goal apiece. Our match stats see 16 shots for Richmond. They'll be disappointed that only 2 of them were on target. And that's why they only scored once tonight. Fuego not much better. 19 shots, only 3 between the pipes. Possession was almost dead even. See the yellow cards, 4 for Fuego, which resulted in a red, and 2 for Richmond kickers. But the main category that counted was 1 goal apiece and 1 point apiece. Stay tuned on ESPN Plus. We'll have FC Tucson coming up later tonight as they'll take on Chattanooga Red Wolves in what should be another great game with lots of playoff implications between 2 attacking sides. We hope you enjoyed this broadcast here tonight. For our entire production crew, I'm Donnie Barnes saying good night from City Stadium here in Richmond, Virginia, where it ended tonight. Richmond Kickers 1, Central Valley Fuego 1.
This copyrighted telecast of the United Soccer League League One cannot be retransmitted, rebroadcast, or reproduced without the expressed written consent of the United Soccer League League One.